Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Hoping you have a blessed Super Bowl Sunday. Um, a lot of people are talking about on YouTube um, about Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. She apparently says that, claims that she is in fact um, a black woman. She claims that she is a black woman. A lot of people are talking about it on YouTube. I decided to do my little take on it. um, Wendy Williams, you guys watch Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams made a statement, and when she made the statement, I was like, "Say that." It was She was 100% on point when she made the statement. Um, I'm gonna talk about further, but I'm gonna quote the statement that Wendy Williams made. Wendy Williams said that um, you can say that you're white, but then when they catch you on the freeway on the turnpike, um, when the police catch you on the freeway or the turnpike, what she said, then they will determine whether or not you're black. And so that's not what she said verbatim, but in so many words, that's what she said. When she said that, I was like, yeah, say that. That's 100% true. Um, Michael Jackson was her father. I mean, I loved Michael Jackson. Had been a fan since I was 16 years old. Um, Love Michael Jackson. That was my boy. Um, he apparently, I personally don't think that um, Paris and her brothers, the youngest one looks kind of like Michael Blanket, but I don't know if, I don't know for a fact, but I don't know if those were his biological children, um, because um, his brothers have biracial children. Some of his brothers have biracial children, and they actually look biracial. And I know that you can change the outside all you want, but one thing you can't change is DNA. You can't change your DNA. And if he did have a mixed race child, if he produced a mixed race a child, that child would, I think would, you would be able to tell if that child was black. You would be able to tell if that child was biracial. Um, Looking at Paris, you really can't tell that she's black. Now she could be Mariah Carey black. You know, I call Mariah Carey black. Mariah Carey does in fact have an African, I think he's African Venezuelan or something. Her dad is. So Mariah Carey is in fact biracial. A lot of people don't know that. Her father was African Venezuelan or something like that. And they show pictures of him, and yes, he was clearly a black man. So that's why I say Mariah Carey black. She could be Mariah Carey black, whereas she looks white, but she is in fact African American, or she's mixed with, you know. Um, but um, I don't know if those. I don't know for a fact, but they don't. I don't know if those are Michael's biological children. Now, he raised them, and by every sense of the word, they are definitely his children, um, because he raised them. He raised them. Those are definitely his children because he raised them. But the question is, are those his biological children? I mean, they're his children in every sense of the word, emotionally, legally, and everything else because he raised them. But she claims that he told her to be proud of her, that she's a black woman, be proud of her heritage and all this stuff. Um, a lot of people don't know that Michael had vitiligo. Um, he did in fact have vitiligo, and I think what he did was because he was in the entertainment industry and he was in the public eye, he just decided to make his skin all one uniform color. Um, my son has vitiligo. My oldest son, he has vitiligo. So, and I know that the inside of their hands, every black person has dark lines on the inside of their hand. They should. Signs of pigmentation. And when you have vitiligo, you don't have the dark lines on the inside of your hand. And I seen the inside of Michael's hand one time, and it didn't have the dark lines in them. So that's what kind of made me think that, yes, he was telling the truth. And they said that, yes, he was telling the truth, that he, in fact, did have vitiligo. Um, and he was in the entertainment industry, and he was in the public eye, so he decided to make his skin color all one uniform color, which would, which makes sense. People accuse him of bleaching his skin and wanting to be white and all that kind of stuff. But he did, in fact, I do believe that he did, in fact, have vitiligo, and he just made his skin all one uniform color because he was in the public eye. He was an entertainer. So my oldest son has it, and I know, so I know a lot about vitiligo. And his father has it. But Paris, the problem with, I don't have a problem with her identifying as a black woman. She feels she was raised by a black man. All of her family members, his siblings, his parents, her grandparents, and all that were black, and her mother is white, of course, but she was raised by a black man, predominantly around black people, and you are a product of your environment. So I mean, I don't have a problem with her claiming that she's black, but the thing is, I got to keep it real on here. I don't sugarcoat. It's like what Wendy Williams say. We get judged by how we look in this country. We get judged. Unfortunately, we get judged by the way we look in this country. And if you look black, to white people, if you look black, you are black. If you look black, you're black. So, and everybody knows that white people can debate this all they want, but there is such thing as white privilege. Now, white people can debate this all they want. They can say all they want. There is no white privilege. And white privilege, for the record, is not just about money. A lot of them say, well, I'm not rich, I'm poor, or whatever. No, well, white privilege is not always about money. It's a lot of things that white people take for granted that black people have to think about all the time, and it's things that white people don't have to worry about because of the fact that they are white, that black people have to think about all the time. So I'm not trying to go into that right now. That's probably a whole nother video, so I'm not trying to go into all that. But I say, what I say is that she has access to the white privilege card. Because if she was an everyday average person out here, she would get treated as a white person because she looks white. And when I look at her, I see a European person. I don't see a black woman when I look at her. Like I said, she could be Mariah Carey black, but I don't know for sure. But her and her brother, they don't look like they're Michael's biological children. And like I said, I understand why she feels that she's black. I don't have a problem with her saying that she's black. But the reality is that, like what Wendy Williams said, when you get stopped by the police, if you look white, then they're not gonna treat you like they would if you was African American. And a lot of the police officers are racist out there in California. I mean, well, it's racist police officers everywhere. And so there is a difference between the way black people are treated. I don't care what nobody says. There is a difference between the way black people are treated, and there's a difference between the way white people are treated. Black people are not treated the same as white people. Not even on the job. Not even on the job. Not even on jobs. Black people are treated differently than white people are. And I don't care what anybody says. I've been in the skin all my life, so I ought to know. Um, and I see a lot of things there in my 49 years on this planet. I have seen a lot of things go down over the years. I've seen a lot of things happen. I'm seeing a lot of things happen now. I'm seeing a lot of things happen now that shouldn't be happening in 2017. Um, I see that race is still a major issue in this country. This is 2017, and race is still a major issue in this country, and it shouldn't be, but it is. So I see a lot of things in this country. I've seen a lot of things go down over the years, and me myself has experienced some racism, and I know for a fact that um, you're not looked at. If you know, black people are not. If you're black and you look black, then you are not seen the same way. You're not treated the same way as if you would if you looked white or are white. So black people don't get treated like white people. White people don't get treated like black people. That is a fact. You know, it is a fact. So the issue that a lot of black people are having with her saying that is, you know, she gets stopped by the police or whatever, or go to a store, she's not gonna get profiled, or she's not gonna experience some of the things that um, black people have to experience when they look black, because we get treated excuse me, we get judged by the way we look in this country. It's a known fact. We get judged by the way we look. And if you look black, and there's a lot of stereotypes associated with being a black woman. I did a video stating a lot of the stereotypes, if you guys want to take a look at that one. And there's more stereotypes on top of that. Black women are the most stereotyped race on the planet. We are very, very harshly judged and scrutinized and stereotyped. And there's a lot of stereotypes and judgment that she will not be subjected to because of the fact that she does look white. So when people see me, they have tons of stereotypes that run through their mind, you know, when they see me. When they see any black woman. And black men get stereotyped too. But black women really get stereotyped. There's too many stereotypes to count about black women. If you look at a lot of videos here on YouTube, you see a lot of our own people, a lot of our own men that are perpetuating these stereotypes. And black women are really judged harshly in this country. And so when people see her, they're not going to see her as a stereotypical black woman, and there's not going to be a lot of stereotypes associated with her because she simply does not look black. So I think that's the issue a lot of black people are having, that she says that she's black, and I understand why she associates. I understand why she considers herself black, because she was raised by a black man and in a predominantly black, around black people. But the facts are that if she was a everyday average black person, or person out here, period, that she is not going to be treated like a black person, you know. And she does have access to the white privilege card. I call it the white privilege card. Now, you know, white people say a lot. Some white people say, well, there is no white privilege. Well, that's because they're in denial and they're in a state of oblivion. There is white privilege. There is such thing as white privilege. And it's not all about money. You know, there's some of the things that white people take for granted, black people have to think about all the time. There's a certain protocol that we have to, when we go into a store. We have to be consciously aware of the fact that we are being watched, you know. And so there's certain things that we can't make ourselves look suspicious when we're in the store, you know, and things like that, because 9 times out of 10 we're going to be watched when we go to the store, and we're going to be they're going to, you know, think if they don't if you don't consciously know that they're watching you, then they have cameras all over the store. So there's a certain protocol when you're a black person, when you go into a store, make yourself look suspicious. Try to do things that will make yourself look suspicious that you will get stopped by the security. It's a known fact. It's the reality. A lot of people can deny it all they want. When you're driving, y'all know when like I did a video driving while black that gave some useful tips. Check that video out. I gave some useful tips as to where to put your license, where to put your registration and your insurance information, and make sure you have it handy. So when the police officer walks up, they're not seeing you grab down below thinking that you're going to pull a gun out. These are things that black people have to think about. We have to think about these things. When I got stopped by the police officer, I had everything in my little insurance sleeve, and I just whipped it out to the police officer, had it in my visor, kept everything up in my visor and took it out so he didn't see me grabbing nothing below or nothing like that, thinking I was going to pull a gun on him. That is a reality. That is the reality of being an African American in this country. People can deny it all they want, but it's a reality. We have to be careful, not to make sudden movements and everything when we get stopped. We gotta. When I got stopped at one time and got profiled, check that video out where I got profiled by the police. They accused me of stealing my neighbor's computer. Check that video out where I'm talking about that. I made sure that I kept my hands on the steering wheel the whole time that I was talking to the police officers. I made sure I kept my hands on the steering wheel like this, and I made sure that my hands were in plain sight where they could see me. That way they didn't think I was trying to pull a gun on them and all this kind of stuff. And these are things that we have to think about as black people. Deny it all you want, but it is. There's some things that we have to think about that white people don't have to think about. It's a lot of things that we, like when you driving in a predominantly white neighborhood or you're in a predominantly white neighborhood, you got to think about, an affluent predominantly white neighborhood, an affluent predominantly white neighborhood, and you're a black person going through an affluent white neighborhood. You got to think about that too, because you don't want to get the police called on you in this neighborhood. So there's things like that. We have to, things that white people may take for granted, we have to think about all the time. We have to be conscious of these things all the time, because being conscious of those things could save our life. And there's certain people I've had to talk to my sons about, how to conduct themselves when they're stopped by the police. My 16-year-old has already been profiled a few times just walking down the street. Got stopped by the police and questioned, just simply walking down the street. So I don't care what nobody say. Black people don't get treated the same as white people. And so if you don't look black, then you're not going to be subjected to a lot of the things that we're subjected to when we do look black. And so that's the problem I think that black people are having with her saying that she's black. I can certainly understand why she identifies as black, but that is the problem with black people are having with her saying that. So the statement that Wendy Williams made was when he said that, I said, say that, that she was 100% on point. That when you get stopped by the police and you don't look black, they're not going to treat you like you're black because you don't look black. It's a fact. Okay. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. This is Sweet June.